But there are some people whose tender feelings receive a lot more consideration from the News Limited empire. On the same day that News's website carried a link to the Australian's piece about Carey's childhood, it carried another story right next door.
Global Scientology protests begin in Australia.
But what's this? A pixelated poster? What can it have said? Well, luckily, Today Tonight covered the same anti-Scientology protest by a cyber group that calls itself Anonymous, and Channel 7 wasn't so cautious.
More than 200 people turned out in central Sydney yesterday, the first wave in a global protest against Scientology. The Church of Scientology has ramped up the offensive against Anonymous, accusing them of religious bigotry and claiming they are sick, twisted...
Hold it right there. Same woman in a silly hat? Must be the same poster. So why is the mighty News Corporation censoring a protest banner that calls Scientology a cult? Legal advice, it seems. What legal advice, we asked? The News website's editor, David Higgins, cunningly replied,
My legal advice is not to discuss my legal advice.
Over at the Adelaide Advertiser, they were more considerate still of Scientology's feelings.
Protesters with a voice but no face.
And with placards but no names. Look at this one, for example.
Ha ha ha, ha ha ha, pow.
What's that about? Go to the Tiser's website and all is made clear.
Ha ha ha, ha ha ha, pow. Tom Cruise.
Aha, that's what they're on about.
Hold on a minute there, Jonathan. I believe you forgot another photo. It was not just Tom Cruise whom received preferential treatment from News Corporation. They also removed another name, an arguably more important name than Tom Cruise. Let's go back to that doctored picture from the Advertiser. Enhance. It looks like there is a name missing here. A sign with just the word Google off-center makes no sense. What should it have said? Back to the real picture from the Advertiser's website. Enhance. Lisa McPherson, a young lady who died under Scientology's care, or rather lack of. That's what people should Google. This is disrespectful. Why didn't you mention this, Media Watch? Anonymous understands that time is tight in your format, but this undermines your credibility. Saying just the word names in the plural sense was not good enough. Perhaps you were just following Auntie's legal advice. Care to discuss it? You can continue now, Jonathan.
A famous interview given by Tom Cruise for the edification of his fellow Scientologists, which found its way onto YouTube.
I do what I can, and I do it the way I do everything. There's nothing part of the way for me. It's just...
A bit nutty, perhaps, but hardly defamatory. Of course, the Church of Scientology and Tom Cruise are notoriously litigious. But did the Tiser really have to erase his name from a protest placard without telling its readers? The Advertiser's editor, Melvin Mansell, told us,
The decision to alter the photograph was made on legal advice which was given to a person on the news desk. The decision is not one that I agree with. It's something that slipped by in the process.
And he adds,
As a matter of course, we don't publish doctored photographs.
Oh, so that's all right then. For a while, I thought News Limited might be losing its nerve.